Okay, honorable members of the clan. So I know I owe you Friday. Talked about what happened at the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial on Friday in Pretoria. So the drama that I saw there, even though I was just going up and down, because I was going out of my mind. You guys already know I was talking about my Wi-Fi, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, should I even concentrate on what's going on? Because I felt like it was wasting a lot of time. But when I thought about it, I was like, this is a lesson. It's a lesson learned for everybody. And I think also it gave Mr. Baloy some time to fix whatever needs to be fixed here and there that was damaged by General Lishabane. So, if you did not see what happened on Friday, so the court did not necessarily had any. Okay, no, let's start on Thursday because I think this started on Thursday. So on Thursday, during General Shabane's testimony, I believe it was Mr. Mnisi that got up and then he made a very devastating announcement to the judge regarding the interpreter, Mr. Jonas. Allegedly, there was a complaint that was coming from the accused that Mr. Jonas was losing his temper. Now and again, he would lose his temper with the witness, and that made him very uncomfortable. Now, Mr. Lishabane, from what I've been looking at, because I forgot who he was, I had to go and Google him, and I saw and I looked at his age, and I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense why, number one, while being asked the question, he'll be answering already. Mr. Ramusipili asked him several times, let me finish my question and then you can answer. And he will apologize and say, and then the very next question, he'll be doing the same thing. So Mr. Ramusipili ended up just leaving him alone as long as whatever anticipation he had about the question, he seemed to have answered or anticipated and answered the question. So same goes with the interpretation. Instead of waiting for either for allowing Mr. Jonas to interpret, because he has to say few sentences and then stop, and then Mr. Jonas picks it up from there and interprets what he says. So Mr. Lishabane will go on, and so I guess Mr. Jonas got really, really upset or annoyed by that and said, can you stop? You know, because I think I not that I saw, I imagined what the witness saw between Mr. Lishabane and Jonas, because Mr. Jonas was annoyed. Mr. Jonas was annoyed. Rightfully so, by the way, because I think I would also get to that point where, because patiently I asked you the first time, please stop here or stop here, you know? And I feel like also there ought to be some tactics that interpreters should use. You know, sometimes when I'm having a conversation with somebody who, I don't want to use the word nag, like that doesn't have a full stop. What I usually do is I cut them off and then I say something. I thought they would use something like that, or they will have a tactic of, because they're close to the witness, like squeeze maybe this part of the arm, like, you know, to indicate that, okay, you can stop now, so I can also interpret. I don't know what tactics they use, because there should be some kind of a psychological tactic that they use on the witness who is of Mr. Lishaba's nature. And secondly, again, age plays a major role here. And you must also understand this is not just age playing a major role. This also has something to do with two things that he had come there for. He had come for justice for Senzo Meyiwa and the family. He also came there to clear his name where it was also being smeared by Sizwe Zungu, possibly Brigadier Geninda as well, and other responsibilities that Mr. Baloy isn't willing to concede to, because I think he was getting also irritated by Mr. Baloy and his line of questions And he's trying to correct that, and that is why he whines, and then Mr. Jonas gets left behind, and Mr. Jonas himself. So there's a lot going on here between Baloy, Mr. Lishabane, at least Mr. Lishabane and Jonas. So I understood the whole chaos. So to a point where the accused, because the accused, they must feel like the trial they are going through is fair and also free without fear or favor. So they felt, no, something is amiss here. And so they consulted with their lawyers. The lawyers then passed the message to the judge. And then there was a whole hullabaloo about this entire thing on Thursday. And then the judge, okay, there were submissions of obviously that were made by both sides, the state and the defense. And then Judge Rata, he then adjourned the matter. And on Friday morning, when we came back, obviously, Judge Rata will not recuse Mr. Jonas, as the accused were asking him to recuse himself and give them a different interpreter. I forgot what the name of the interpreter was. I guess that interpreter interprets in good Zulu or perfect Zulu, or at least in a Zulu that they understand. And then Mr. Judge Radam, he then delivered his ruling, and the ruling was Mr. Jonas isn't accused of incompetence. Mr. Jonas is not accused of gross misconduct. Mr. Jonas is not accused by the accusers of them not understanding what he's saying. However, the accusers are accusing him of losing his temper. He has a temperament towards the witness. And then he says that he had a conversation with Mr. Jonas on Friday in his chambers. And Mr. Jonas basically told him where he comes from with this job. So then Judge Rata thought, let the court know who Mr. Jonas is, what's his position as an interpreter in the Pretoria or the North Gauteng region or something like that. And so Mr. Jonas tells his story that he, of course, he comes from the Western Cape. I think Paul, if I'm not mistaken, he started his interpretation there and subsequently went to the Cape High Court, where he interpreted for former Judge President Hlophe. And Judge Hlophe would rely heavily on Mr. Jonas for interpretation. He also mentioned other high-profile cases in the Western Cape that he interpreted for. And then subsequently, he came to Gauteng, went to some college where the Madlang Commission of Inquiry is sitting, and trained, and he mentioned what causes he trained there for, and then began to work at the Pretoria High Court as an interpreter. All this started in year 2000, like 26-year journey or career, if you may. And then he became a head interpreter. And then as we speak, any interpreter that you hear, I think both the North and South Gauteng High Court, they are hired. Like, number one, not trained. They are interviewed. Then if they get the job, they get trained and get hired by Mr. Jonas. So the accused are asking the head of interpreter in Gauteng to recuse himself. And so Jonas then, when he was done telling us his career history, that's when he dropped a devastating announcement himself. He said, listen, I've been doing this for so many years. I've never been put in this position before where I was accused of being temperamented, and etc. and so on. And Judge Rata had ruled that Mr. Jonas will not recuse himself because he's not guilty or was accused of incompetence. But Jonas was like, well, so that this matter can move on, and I don't want to be stifling the matter or make the witnesses feel somewhat about him. Oh, this one is his decision, and therefore he would like to recuse himself. I could hear a pin drop in court. That's how silent it went. I was shocked as well. I was like, no, is that the decision you're taking? Because I also believe that there could have been other ways of dealing with this matter than where it ended up. I think it could have been dealt with in chambers, and also the defense lawyers speak to their clients and say, hey, if Jonas goes, who understands this matter, and a new interpreter comes through, that means this matter is going to have to be postponed for probably 3 months or so that the interpreter familiarizes themselves with the matter. And I knew something like that was going to be said, and it was said. And I was like, no. I think Judge Rata needs to convince Mr. Jonas to stay. And I also think that the defense lawyers need to apologize on behalf of their clients and appease Mr. Jonas. I don't know how. And let's continue. Let us continue. General Shaban is doing an amazing job. He's exposing a lot of things. He might not be a typical witness that listens when he's asked to, stop here and so allow this person to interpret, and then also is irritated with Mr. Baloy. I'll be irritated with Mr. Baloy myself because Mr. Baloy, he is trying to play mind games with the witnesses if he was not there when he was doing some whatever Mr. Lishabane is accusing him of. So I hope today things have changed. I hope that Mr. Jonas will remain. If he's still adamant about leaving, I hope he will replace himself with somebody who actually has been following the matter. From what I understand, they don't follow, they follow each other. An individual follows their respective matter. I don't know. And also, Mr. Jonas told the accused that they don't have the right to choose who the interpreter is going to be. He's the one who chooses who the interpreter is can be, and things of that nature. Hey guys, Mina Angazi. When I started going out to run my errands on Friday, I was not feeling well at all. I just felt like there was a lack of wisdom on the defense side about this, even though it's not the defense lawyer's side fault. I think maybe what the defense should have done is also educate their clients about the devastation of recusing an interpreter. Also, it goes, I think, the same with the judge. If you ask the judge to recuse themselves from a matter that has sat for now 3 years or something like that, the new judge will have to familiarize themselves with this matter, and that will take months, if not a year or two, for the judge to take all these transcripts, read the transcripts, familiarize themselves with the matter before that new judge can begin to preside over the matter, which means now we'll have another 3 years ahead of us where the matter starts de novo. And people are getting old and their memories are also fading, and the public's patience also weighs down, and the family of the deceased, they will feel like justice has failed them. So kuningi guys, kuningi. I mean, I was not feeling well after. I was like, hey, could be. Anyways, guys, please let me know what your feelings are or were on Friday. Were you okay? I tried checking comments, but nobody was saying anything. I think Jonas was being criticized. Hey, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Anyways, let me leave the matter here because they're gonna start in about an hour. Hopefully, by then, this video will have reached you so that we can have a small discussion about this. All right. Anyways, I will see you guys after 11, the first part of the break. Maybe Jonas will be back. I don't know. I hope he's back. Right? See you later.